Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Tuesday afternoon, February 9th at about 1:15, and let's recap today. Big indexes didn't do a whole lot of moving. Had some mixed results. S&P's down, the Nasdaq was down barely, the Dow's up, and then Russell 2000 small cap still the leader in the clubhouse, up almost 0.5%, about 0.4%. But there's a lot of movers today. Marijuana industry was super strong. Bitcoin plays kind of flat, but a lot of opportunities to get in and out of there. And then we had some low float stocks going pretty nuts. And then we also had some more bio news, some more bio companies getting in on the recent momentum they've had. So let's start first with the marijuana industry. So Tilray Inc was TLRY was the big percentage winner today for marijuana stocks. I mentioned pre-market that I thought, just by kind of the weakness in pre-market, we'll see here on the 5-minute chart in a second, that it could test this gap, but I was completely wrong on that, and it just took off like a rocket all day. If you look here, pre-market, so I made the video right about in this time frame, so we got this downtrend, held this low $34 area, had some support here or even earlier in pre-market, comes and tests that $34 low right the first 5 minutes on the open, holds the 50 exponential moving average, and then we just took off like a rocket all the way up to 45, and then kind of choppy consolidation for the rest of the day, and it looks like we're moving lower here after hours. I didn't see any news on it after hours if they put anything else. Nope. But we'll see pretty similar chart patterns for the rest of the stocks. So let's go to CGC next, Canopy Growth Company. So they had their earnings today, and they were actually kind of the most muted in pre-market, not right, so not a huge range here, 43 to 45, less than 5%, but ended up, let me get rid of this, I don't know why that's doing that. Ends up closing almost 12% on the day, got above the $50 area for a little while, but strong price action all morning till about 11 a.m., take some profit taking, and still staying pretty close up to its highs, and I believe this is going to be its 52-week high, yeah, but so 3 years ago we still have some price action up here, right? So we got a kind of a wick at that $50 range, had one here previously, so we could look for some resistance in this area moving forward, but you can see on the chart very bullish the last month and a half here since the beginning of the year. So and if you actually read into their guidance and stuff, they're really looking forward to the future with American legalization, because they are a Canadian company, but they have big plans to get a strong foothold in the U.S. market. So let's go to Aphria. So similar chart on the weekly since the beginning of the year, still taking off, basically tripled since the beginning of the year. If we go down to the daily, at similar gap up to Tilray. You'll see the price action is very similar as well. All right, so pullback pre-market right here, got a little bit bigger dip off the open, held the $20 range, and then pushed all the way up 24, and then we have afternoon consolidation, right? So come down, try to test the 50 on the 5-minute, stay above it, a little profit taking here towards the end of the day, and then that dip gets bought right up, and still staying down 20 cents from the close, but still decently strong after hours. And then the last marijuana stock, we'll go with ACB. They have their earnings on Thursday, so their stock's been kind of beat down more. You're not seeing as explosive the growth here. Actually, it's shown the weekly before, but still trying to contend with this $15 range off the 50 weekly moving average there. Oops, that's even farther back to this monthly. Can't click today. But similar sell-off pre-market, get a little dip, held the pre-market low here, down at 15, hit about 15.1, and then take off, but obviously not as big as a move as the other companies. It was only up 5% on the day. But as you can see, they all about this 8.15 had a top. So as soon as Tilray started falling, everybody else basically did the same thing. So there were pretty good short entries here for ACB and Aphria APHA, and then as you can see, ACB kind of sold off even more in the day instead of consolidating high. Kind of crosses over here about the 11 a.m. time frame when everything was kind of moving sideways, and it just kept dropping. So we'll look to see how it responds to its earnings Thursday and tomorrow. Bitcoin, kind of quiet during the day once it set its new high before the market opened. But right, so Mara here, consolidation taking off with the Bitcoin price increase. Got a sell off the last 2 days. There's been a sell off right in the open, so you'll see it here too. Right, so yesterday sold off, in the first 15 minutes, and then got a bounce. Similar thing happened today. Sold off first 10 minutes, get a big bounce, and then kind of sideways consolidation all day. Somewhat of a double top here in the 39.5 area. So we'll look to see if Bitcoin moves again this afternoon, and then Riot, which is charts can be very similar. Right, so almost the same exact chart, but did get a higher high later in the afternoon, late morning, if you're on the West Coast, and a little bit stronger price action here. So maybe there's more buyers here in Riot. Might be the play moving forward out of the two. And then I mentioned BSquare in the morning, so it had been moving up a little bit in pre-market, got a little dip, and then again this thing's been explosive the last couple of days. We'll go look at the daily right now, but we did have this huge explosion 2 days ago, some mid-range inside bar consolidation, and it took off today. Should have set an alert here above this $724 mark, right? Because a new high day, look for that to get taken out, and then retest this high, which it did, and set new highs. So it's been incredibly strong, but after the big push in the morning, we did get a pretty good sell-off. But after hours now, it's moving up. So let's see if that's got any new news on it. Nope, so it's just gonna squeeze up more. So you might see a big gap up on this tomorrow morning if we get some increased buying here after hours with low volume. But right, so big sell-off, but still stayed up pretty high, stayed above the 8. Didn't even really test the 725 from yesterday's highs. But so this thing will probably be pretty bullish going into tomorrow. Probably look for another leg up back into double digits. MVIS has been one that's been moving pretty well today. As the chart, I kind of like it right here. This was pretty easy short, about 730, roll over, holds a 200, and then we get a push back up. Barely closes positive, about 1%. And you'll see it's been ramping up too recently, since basically Christmas. Pulls back, and then the last 6 days we got 1, 2, 3, 4, so 7 straight green candles. So probably get some profit taking here soon. RSI's up at 86, but there's been a lot of stuff running, right? There's not really anybody scared of any type of sell-off coming anytime soon. The entire market's bullish, so you're probably going to get more extended run. So this could go higher. Look to see how it does pre-market tomorrow. Another one that's been moving pretty well, VERU, VERU. So they are a pharmaceutical company. They have a COVID-19 therapeutical vaccine that they are hoping to get out, but it made a huge move today, right? So basically, $8, $9 move, big up all morning, and then pretty strong sell-off here, 24.5, and then continued sell-off the rest of the day. So I'll probably look at this tomorrow morning, say if it's still looking pretty weak, try to get a similar short on it, like OCGN today. Speaking of OCGN, we'll go with that. They also have a COVID vaccine. So you can see, $4 to $18 yesterday. Now we got kind of like this doji red bar today, inside bar. So I'll be looking for tomorrow to watch it, see if it takes out either side of this. But today, pretty weak in the morning right away. You'll see the $14 here area, the 50 moving average. So there's another, I think it was a 3 maybe. Had the 200 there first thing in the morning, right? So good sell sign right there. Off moving averages that I watch, and then kind of surprised by the uptick here in the morning. I was looking for it to fail back in here around 8 o'clock, but got strong and made a little run back up to 14.6, but still didn't get over that pre-market high day there, and then continued to sell off. So I'll continue. I think this probably continues to sell off a little bit even more tomorrow. So I'll be looking for it to break below that $11 range, maybe try to gap fill off its big move. And then just quickly, some of the low floaters today. AUVN, they went nuts off a purchase of a was it like an air cleaning system for vaccines. I think it's what they call it, astrocide, I think was the word, aeroside system. Okay. But yeah, so $6 all the way up to $35.78. I didn't even see this on any of my scanners or anything like that until it was already up here in the $30 range. But you see pretty big sell off. So 36 back down into 19, but still it's up to 280% for the day. So see if it has continued strength, as some big movers recently have. KALV, KalVista Pharmaceuticals, they had some results come in from a angioedema trial for severe swelling. So their price basically 16 to 51, so tripled pre-market, and then some big swings here throughout the day, right? So 45 down to 30, so that's a 33% move on a short. Got a bounce here towards in the afternoon, kind of sold off, but they did just do an offering after hours for about 4 million shares, but doesn't look like that's affecting the price right now. I don't know if they didn't disclose what price that those shares were at, but that if that news comes out, it'll affect it. And then another stock, low float, that had no news that I could see, Comstock Holdings, CHCI. So yesterday got some $4, popped after hours, and then you can see up here high 1578, and then sold off the rest of the day. So these are some low floats, right? I think CHCI had a 2 million float, and AUVI had a 2 million float. So with these moving, might see even more low float stocks trying to get into play on momentum runs here to close out the week. So those are stocks that I saw today, some that I played today. Let me know in the comments what you played, what you're looking at, going forward the rest of the week. If you got anything on this video, let me know in the comments. And then, as always, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.